Out here the world is just two colors, gray sky and gray water. The horizon blurs where one ends and the other begins, and the cold seems to seep into your bones, no matter how many layers you wear. Our boat, the Arctic Fury, is a tough, determined speck of steel in the vast Bering Sea. She's dwarfed by the endless expanse, but she's built to survive whatever these waters throw at her. She's no cruise ship. She's a workhorse, built for one thing, hunting king crab. Every dent and scratch on her hull tells a story of storms weathered and seasons survived. The deck is a maze of crab pots, cranes, and ropes, all stained with the grime of hard work. Salt crusts every surface, and the air always smells of brine and diesel. We, the crew, are as weathered as the boat we call home. Faces lined by wind and salt, hands rough from years of hauling and sorting. Life here is a cycle. Drop pots, haul them up, sort the catch, repeat. It's tough, honest work. Each day blurs into the next, marked only by the rhythm of the sea and the weight of the catch. The day started calm, rare for these waters. The sea was glassy, the air cold and damp. For a moment, it almost felt peaceful, as if the ocean was holding its breath. We were on a good string, pulling up pots full of king crabs. Spirits were high, laughter echoed across the deck, and for a while the hard work felt lighter. But the Bering Sea is fickle. Calm never lasts. Out here, you learn to savor the good moments, because the next challenge is always just beyond the horizon. Our captain, Gus, watched the horizon from the wheelhouse, reading the weather like a second language. Years at sea have taught him to trust his instincts more than any forecast. He sensed the change before any of us. The air grew heavy, the wind died, and an eerie silence fell. It's the kind of quiet that makes your skin prickle. Even the gulls vanished. We all felt it, a nervous energy creeping in. The sea seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the storm to break. Without a word, we started securing gear. We knew what was coming. The calm was over and every man moved with practiced urgency. The sea was about to show us its true face. Out here, respect for the ocean isn't just tradition, it's survival. The horizon darkened, a bruise spreading across the sky. The air grew heavy, thick with the scent of rain and salt, as if the world itself was holding its breath. The sea swelled, rocking the Arctic Fury with growing force. Each wave seemed to grow taller, more menacing, as the wind howled louder, rattling every bolt and rivet. Gus's voice cut through the intercom. "Storm's coming in hot! Batten down everything! Now!" His words snapped us to attention, urgency crackling in every syllable. We moved fast, securing gear, faces set with grim determination. Every hand knew its job, every knot had to hold. There was no room for error. The first wave slapped the hull, sending icy spray over the bow. The cold bit through our gloves and jackets, stinging our skin and stealing our breath. Then we saw it, a wall of water, 100 feet high, blotting out the sky. It moved with terrifying speed, unstoppable and immense. The boat felt like a toy, facing a monster. We were dwarfed, utterly at the mercy of the sea's fury. Fear was there, but there was no time for it, only action. Instinct and training took over as we braced ourselves for the onslaught. The first giant wave hit like a freight train, submerging us in green chaos. Water poured over the deck, blinding and deafening. The Arctic Fury shuddered, fighting to right herself. Every joint and beam groaned under the strain, but she held on. Inside, everything crashed and slid. We braced for the next impact, hearts pounding, adrenaline surging through our veins. The noise was deafening, roaring waves, shrieking wind, the hull screaming under strain. It was chaos, but we clung to hope and to each other. We crested the wave, weightless for a heartbeat, then plunged into the trough. Time seemed to slow, every sense sharpened by fear and resolve. The world shrank to us, the boat, and the storm. Another wave loomed, even bigger than the last, and we steeled ourselves for what was coming. The fight for survival had begun, and there was no turning back. All that mattered now was making it through the night. In chaos, there's no room for panic, only teamwork. Gus steered with steady hands, turning the bow into each wave at just the right moment. "Hold on," he'd yell, his voice our anchor. On deck we moved fast, tethered by safety lines, checking every lashing on the crab pots. A loose pot could be deadly. We worked in pairs, shouting over the wind, every move precise. Below, Scotty kept the engines running, our lifeline. If the engines failed, we'd be broadside to the waves. Game over. Adrenaline and focus took over. Fear was pushed aside. We thought only of the next wave, the next knot, the man beside us. 5 individuals, moving as one. We were the crew of the Arctic Fury, and we weren't going down without a fight. The Arctic Fury was built for this. Fortress of steel, wide beam, low center of gravity. Every wave tested her, but she fought back, rolling upright with stubborn strength. The wheelhouse was a bunker, windows thick as armor. Gus controlled the engines and rudder, keeping our bow into the waves. Our only chance. Head on, we could survive. Sideways, we'd be lost. The bilge pumps worked overtime. Navigation lights cut through the spray. Even the railings we clung to were proof of her rugged design. She was more than a machine. She was our partner in this battle. The Arctic Fury took a beating, but she protected us. Her steel shell was the only thing between us and the furious sea. We trusted her with our lives. There's a terrifying beauty to it all. In the trough, you're sandwiched between 2 walls of water. Sky gone, world dark. The sound is a deep rumble you feel in your chest. Then comes the climb, the bow lifts, engine screaming, water pouring off the deck. For a moment you're on top of the world, seeing miles of storm-tossed sea. It's awe and terror, wind ripping at you, spray stinging your face. The view is humbling, a reminder of how small we are. Then the ride down, the bow dips. You slide into the next trough, stomach lurching. Another wave, another climb. The cycle repeats, a relentless dance with giants. Each crest is a shot of adrenaline. Each trough, a test of nerve. The storm doesn't care. You just hold on and ride. The storm's noise is unforgettable, a full orchestra of chaos. The wind roars, shrieks through the rigging, a relentless force. Waves crash against the bow, booming through the steel hull. Water avalanches across the deck, sloshing and gurgling below. Inside, the hull groans and creaks. Loose objects clatter with every roll. The engine's steady thrum is our heartbeat, our hope. As long as we hear it, we have power and control. The storm's symphony is terrifying, but the engine's rhythm keeps fear at bay. Every sound is a reminder. We're surrounded, but not defeated. The chaos outside is matched by our determination within. The Arctic Fury's engine is our anchor in the storm. We cling to that sound. In a storm, safety is everything. Rule 1. Stay attached to the boat, always clipped in, no exceptions. Our survival suits are bulky but vital, keeping us warm and afloat if the worst happens. Helmets protect us from flying debris. Every tool and pod is secured. One loose object can be deadly. Before the storm, we lashed down everything, checked every chain. Inside, we move with care, one hand for the ship, one for yourself. Even making a sandwich is a challenge. Safety is a mindset drilled into us from day one. Anticipate every roll, every wave. It's what keeps us alive out here. The sea doesn't forgive mistakes. Hours blurred together, just survival and noise. Then, slowly, the storm eased. The waves' rhythm softened. The wind's shriek faded. Through salt-crusted windows, we saw a break in the clouds, a promise the storm would end. The waves shrank from monsters to mere hills. The boat settled, the crashes stopped, the hull's groan became a tired murmur. When sunlight finally broke through, it was glorious. The sea was still wild, but its fury was spent. We stood on deck, battered but intact. The Arctic fury had survived, and so had we. Relief washed over us, deeper than exhaustion. We'd looked into the eye of the storm and didn't blink. Some gear was lost, a few railings bent, but the boat was sound. We were sound. We had made it. The storm was over. After the storm, a quiet calm settled over us. The chaos faded, replaced by a gentle hush that seemed to wrap the boat in a blanket of peace. The air was thick with relief, and every breath felt like a gift. We gathered in the galley, sipping hot coffee, listening to the engine's steady thrum. The warmth of the mugs in our hands was a small comfort, a reminder that we'd made it through. The simple act of sharing coffee felt like a celebration. No words were needed, just looks of respect and relief. Each glance spoke volumes, telling stories of fear faced and courage found. We understood each other in a way only those who've survived together can. We'd been through hell together and come out the other side. The exhaustion in our bones was matched only by the pride in our hearts. The Arctic fury had taken the ocean's best punch and was still standing. Our boat, battered but unbowed, was a testament to our grit and determination. Each man had done his job. There were no heroes, only a team. Every hand had mattered, every effort counted. We relied on each other, and no one let the others down. Gus came down, nodded, and said, "Good work, boys. You did good." His words were simple, but they carried the weight of everything we'd just endured. That was all we needed. A nod from the captain, a few words, and suddenly the tension melted away. We could finally breathe easy. The storm had tested us, but it hadn't broken us. If anything, it had forged us into something stronger, more united. It made us stronger, reminded us why we do this job. The laughter that followed was genuine, echoing across the deck as we got back to work. For the challenge, the camaraderie, and the trust in each other. Out here, trust isn't just a word, it's a lifeline, and it's earned every single day. The sea is always the boss, but today, we stood tall. We faced the worst it could throw at us, and we didn't back down. Together, we survived. And that's a story worth telling. It's a bond that can't be broken, forged by the sea and sealed by survival.